Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you the simplicity of building your own e-commerce brand in this era of 2022 and beyond. And I'm going to start by telling you a story about how I created my own brand, because some of you guys might be asking, how much does it take to build your own brand? Some of you guys might be saying, it happens a lot. Also, we got the pessimistic people saying, yeah, Manuel, but it takes money to make money. Well, I like to clarify that particular point because it really doesn't. Let's make this very clear. It doesn't take money to make money. Now, if you really want to grow money at a whole new level, yes, it takes money. There's things that you don't even know exist for people that are up there in the financials that have outrageous amount of money. Like I'm talking about printing on demand type of money that they say, I want $1 billion and they print, right? There are people out there that have opportunities that you don't have yet. I'm just barely getting introduced into these opportunities. So at that level, it takes money to multiply money. So let's just go ahead and clarify that statement. It takes money to multiply money. That's different than it takes money to make money. And I'll tell you a little story to explain how this is actually an absolute fact. Going back to 2013, I still had no money. I was still broke. So my bankruptcy went final in 2010. I was already building a natural slim business with my father and my wife, and we were already moving forward. There was still no money. I was actually paying more money to my babysitter than I was paying to our own selves, right? So my babysitters were making more money because we had to take care of the babies, the kids, and we got no choice. But it was painful, to be honest, because we had a salary, a very small salary, and we were not really making any money. And this is the reality in 2013. So somewhere around 2013, still with no money, still having a 9-to-5 job, trying to stay afloat, I was presented with an opportunity. And I've talked about the process of opportunities for a while, but let me tell you exactly what happened on my story and how I built a business that produced $6 million a year in revenue in its second full year without having to put a penny in this business. So there is a great philosopher that I have used this quote on my seminars many, many times. It's a philosopher called Seneca, and he says, what does it mean to get lucky? Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So what I did was, because I was doing the Natural Slim brand, which is the first ever Amazon brand, e-commerce brand that I built, but it was a different process because if you knew my dad, you would know why this was so different. My dad was an old school entrepreneur, so I couldn't apply a lot of the marketing strategies that I was doing because my father was more inspired by helping others than by selling products. It was always like that. He was not motivated by money, by no means. So he said, no products promoted on social media. Because I had that limitation, I knew that I was not going to be able to grow as much. So that being said, I had to figure out something myself so I can actually build a business with the incredible knowledge that I was obsessively acquiring on the subject of marketing. So in 2014 or so, I saw, and all that story that I'm telling you right now, so I can tell you this particular point, because the subject of this video is how did I create my first private label brand and how you can also create your first private label brand without spending a dime. I'm not telling you that it's going to be an opportunity that it's going to be presented to you. In my case, I got presented with that opportunity because I looked for that opportunity and I found it. I obsessed over acquiring knowledge. I was getting smarter and smarter with my expertise on the subject of marketing. I obsessed with connecting with people that were like-minded, and I made these connections, and that presented to me an opportunity. And here was the opportunity. So I had a friend of mine, his name is Ernesto, still a partner with me today, works with me here at the Attention Grabbing Media offices. Marketing company. And this friend, outside his 9-to-5, trying to produce revenue, he was out there on the streets every single weekend and nights, putting tables, banners, and selling bed sheets on the road. And he was selling bed sheets for $20, and he would buy them for $11, and then he would put the profit in his pocket. And it was a good system because it didn't require money. Again, it was all consignment. Fantastic, right? So you see where we're going? So he was getting another company supplying him the inventory at consignment, meaning that he doesn't have to pay for it until he sells it. And he was actually putting little kiosks in different spots. The legality of it is a subject for another day. We're not talking about that right now. You should have permits to be able to sell on different corners, but he was finding abandoned gas stations, and he was finding nice corners with highly trafficked streets, and he was selling his bed sheets. And when I saw that, and I already had this knowledge and this information, and I was trying to get Natural Slim off the ground, but I wanted to do something in which I can put in play all these things that I was learning about growing a brand. I believe the opportunity was so big and the timing was so perfect, and Amazon was so new still when it comes to third-party sellers, that I said, Ernesto, come over here. Let's talk about this. Can you bring one of your bed sheets? And he's like, all right, fine, whatever. He brings the bed sheet, and I open up the bed sheet right in front of him. And I look for branding across the entire bed sheet, and I cannot find any branding. The brand name was Clara Clark, and the brand name was only on a label on top of the bed sheets inside the bag. So I said, Ernesto, jackpot. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do private label. And we're not going to sell Clara Clark. We're going to build our own brand. Are you ready? Let's partner. But you know what we need? We need inventory supply. We need somebody to be able to consistently feed us inventory. It looks like we need another partner. Let's talk to our other guy, the guy that is supplying, to find out if he's interested in being a partner in this. And we created a partnership, which was a three-way partnership in which I own 34% and they own 33%. And that was the beginning of that particular e-commerce brand. And I started implementing all my strategies. We actually got a designer. We paid them $20, which is something that is accessible for you guys today. And I said, this is what I want to name it. I called the brand Cozy House Collection, COSY House Collection. You guys can find it. This is a brand that's going to do somewhere around $100 million a year this particular year. Crazy, crazy numbers. Incredible brand. I ended up selling it in 2017 to some people, and my other partner also stayed in that brand. Ernesto came with me, and we built a company together. But they've done something special with it after I let it go. But it all started with an idea. It all started with a connection with power. It all started with a idea to get that particular product, swap the label, and put my own label on it, and pretend to the world that I'm the one creating this particular brand. It's called private labeling. All right. That's the way it is. And a lot of you guys don't understand that concept. To give you a very, very specific example, and very real to all of you guys, right? So right here, you're looking at this hand sanitizer, right? This hand sanitizer is called Healing Solutions. Healing Solutions Premium Hand Sanitizer. Again, this is not a paid sponsorship. I can only imagine how many other exact liquids, exactly the same as this one, with the exact same ingredients, probably being done by the same exact manufacturer, are selling this product with a different brand name. That is the concept of Healing Solutions in this particular product. It is private labeling. These people are not really selling their own stuff. They are actually getting some other product that is already been manufactured, and they're putting their own brand to it. If you guys go and you search on Amazon for iPhone charger, you search for speakers, Bluetooth speakers, if you search for gardening tools, it doesn't matter what you search for. What you don't know, because you're a prospect or a client yourself, is that 80% of those products are the exact same thing. And I'm throwing out a number, but you don't realize that these particular products are the same exact product, coming from the same exact factories, from the same exact locations in China or wherever they're coming from, that somebody just put a different stamp on it. And that's private labeling, and that could be done on any single product. Pretty much almost all of it can be private labeled. Maybe you don't cross that line with Samsung and iPhones and all these big major brands that have their systems locked and all these other things that are going on. But the private label world is a massive, massive world. And how do you go about doing a business like this without investing a penny? Well, that's going to have to revolve around your connections and around the opportunities. In my case, I was able to find consignment. And consignment, if you don't know what that means, I don't have to pay for it up front. I pay for it after I sell it. So what I did was that I started like that until I sold enough of these products. And until I sold enough of these products, I was able to actually now move into buying pallets from China and saving myself some money in quantities and volumes at large. But it's a process, and you got to get the process started somewhere. You just got to get going. At that point, we were buying we were getting 1,000 bed sheets in consignment shipped to Amazon. 6 months later, we were getting pallets of tens of thousands of bed sheets each one. But it didn't start like that. In not too long of a time, I was able to start competing with some of the big brands, Martha Stewart's and all these other big boys. And literally me in my pajamas, in my kitchen, in my house in Texas, I was actually building this brand on my own with 2 partners, but I was a marketer doing it all pretty much. He was managing the inventory, one of my guys, Ernesto, and the other guy was making sure that we don't run out of inventory. I was the marketer behind it, and we were steamrolling. And that's an opportunity that you guys all have access to, and I welcome you to explore it. Something that I'd like to mention here as an opportunity for any of you that are interested in that particular area, I have accomplished enormous success in the subject of building supplement brands, my own brands, and for my clients, from Dr. Eric Berg to our Natural Slim brand, and the list goes on and on. So I have a lot of information about that process. If you want to be notified in regards to how I can help you build your own brand, your own supplement brand, we have a software. And you can leave a comment on this video, and I'm going to give you more details. We're going to be launching this very, very soon. And the software is called Honeycomb. And in that software, you're going to be able to get started with next to nothing, building your own brand of supplements. So I'm starting to talk about it right now, but I'm going to show you, again, what is the opportunity in this area. I'm going to be opening up those doors. If you decide to walk through it, that's up to you. But the opportunity is going to be presented to you for you to build your own e-commerce brand. In this particular case, I am going to help you build a supplement brand if you have the desire and the passion for that particular subject. All right? So leave a comment below and let me know if you're interested in that particular subject, or you can also send me a text message, which I'm always checking myself. The phone number is 813-212-2196. Let's say that you're interested in building your own supplement brand and you don't have a lot of money to invest, but you want to get it going, and maybe you have an influencer that can help you promote it, or you have an audience that can already buy your stuff. We're going to help you do this. So if you're interested, send me a text message and I'll get you connected and I'll get you started. 813-212-2196. All right? See you in the next video.